Amur Minerals has signed a memorandum of understanding with Chinese nickel giant Jinchuan to assist him with a number of aspects to take its Kunmanye nickel project in the Russian Far East on towards production. The news comes as the company also tells investors that it's been a record-breaking drill season. Robin Young is chief executive and he joins us now with some more analysis. Some interesting headlines coming through here for investors. Let's take the memorandum of understanding first of all. Explain a bit more about what we've got here.
This is our first foray into China, and it's the first organization that we do have an agreement with. And specifically, our intent is to work with Jinchuan to develop an engineering, procurement, and construction program for the project all the way from initial production at the mine site through final development of a saleable low-grade mat.
Is it a deal that you give away some of the project, or are you actually going to pay for their contracted services?
No, we're planning on paying for the contracted services. Part of this is in our DFS study budget, and we anticipate not having to relinquish any value or any ownership of the project itself. They're quite keen to start the engineering work as soon as possible, and we'll be starting to kick off this work within the next couple of weeks.
Why Jinchuan?
Jinchuan is one of the largest nickel producers and is the premier in the world. They also are the largest nickel sulfide producer in China. They make steel, and they also have the ability to do offtake agreements on concentrate. So they're really a full-service company that can provide the adequate backup that we need for engineering, as well as it provides us a doorway into the financial markets of China.
Does this advance the project in any other way other than the fact that it just helps you with the construction? I mean, is it going to bring the production date forward at all?
No, the production date will remain probably the same. But what they will help us on is the ability to begin construction earlier than we had planned for, say, the road and the smelter design itself.
Now, in amongst the news headlines, as well as this deal, you've also had a record-breaking drill season. Now, the headline of that sounds really good. Tell us a bit more about what it is you've been doing, because I think there's something like 60 kilometres of drilling that you've done at the site, I think, so far. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. This year we drilled a third of that 60 kilometers, which was significantly larger than we had planned. We'd only planned to drill 14,000, 15,000 meters during the year. And we were able to focus all that within one deposit, the Mali-Krum-Kon-Flangovi deposit. And we've now drilled the entire 3,000 meter long target to an indicated spacing, which will allow us for full inclusion of the resource as a potential reserve. And in our most recent RNS that we put out, we have noted that RPM, Rungi Pinkok Monarco, are presently working on the first mine design and the reserve estimate for that area.
So in terms of where we are now from where you had hoped to be, clearly we're further on down. My understanding as well is, in addition to that, that you've been cost saving as well during the drill program. How has that come about?
It comes about from the fact that we bought our own LF90 rig. The rig cost us $406,000, but our actual drill cost per meter is about $40. And that includes assaying, the mobilization to the project site, the move between drill holes, as well as all our staffing, our food, everything for that $40 a meter. Whereas a contract drilling rate right now in Russia is running about $75 a meter. So that near $40 savings per meter drilled, we've already paid the rig back this year. And now essentially we've got a free rig that we can be drilling with into the future. Okay,
well that's going to be my next question about whether or not you're going to do any more drilling. With this MOU in place, is your focus now not going to be on construction and getting the mine up and running, or getting the production up and running in the future? Or are you going to still continue to expand the resource?
We will continue to do both. We will continue to drill and expand the resource. There's also going to be engineering holes that are required for like underground mine design. We will be continuing down that road. But at the same time, we are going to be working on the study itself, where we have updated resources, a final mine plan that's generated for each of the deposits, production schedule, flow sheet design, metallurgical test work. We are continuing all of that. And with regard to metallurgical test work, we've also noted in our last RNS that Gipro Nickel, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Norilsk Nickel, is actually doing a substantial amount of test work on a half-ton bulk sample. And we anticipate that information being available to us in the very near future.
So studies going well, on target, and delivering what you promised?
The study is advancing well, and we're very pleased with the numbers that we're seeing. The preliminaries are under review at this point in time, and as we verify these and get sign-off from the independent consultants involved, we'll be releasing the information.
Yeah. What else do investors need to know at this stage in the process? Now you've got this partnership, and it looks like it's ready to go. In terms of cost, we haven't actually spoken about the cost you're going to be paying for the contracted services of Jinchuan. But in terms of the balance sheet, are you set up ready to move ahead, or do you have any hurdles to cross to get into the payment process and the process of getting the mine going?
At this point in time, we are cashed up. Our last numbers that we issued that were audited were about $10 million. We're doing a very good job of saving our funds and harboring every dollar that we have. As we move forward, we will increase our spending on the engineering side of things. And as we push forward towards construction decision and final project definition, we may be going back to the market, but at this point in time, there's no fundraising on the horizon.
Yeah, and of course, the geographical location. This means that pretty much the whole site is now frozen up. Is that right?
It's cold. We had our first snow a couple of weeks ago. Typical temperatures, are creeping down to -15, -20 at night at the project site. But right now, all our core is in our headquarters offices in Khabarovsk. All our engineering work can continue without having to go to the site.
Yeah. So what's planned now for 2017? And as you get these results from the assays that you obviously got with your samples, what's 2017 looking like?
2017 is actually going to kick off next week for us because of the budgeting process. I'll be returning to Khabarovsk to go through our finances and what our plan is for next year, which deposits we'll drill, what our specific targets will be, what we hope to accomplish in the field, as well as determining which specific engineering design factors have priority that need to be advanced as quickly as possible. We are very pleased with the progress that we made on the preliminary road work this year, and there is a report that I'll be reviewing and releasing to the public within the next couple of weeks.
Good. Okay. Well, we look to hear more as and when. Robin, thanks indeed for dropping by. Robin Young is Chief Executive of Amur Minerals as it continues to work towards anticipated production at its Commodities nickel mine in the far east of Russia.